Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Marissa Ray, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. So today I'm doing some short boho braids on myself. This is my first time doing this hairstyle. I was 8 weeks pregnant at the time when I did this, and I was also sick taking care of my baby. So yeah, your girl was struggling a little bit. It took me about 4 days to do this hairstyle just because I was obviously not consistently doing it. But anywho, the braiding hair I used for this hairstyle was the Outre 3x or 3X braiding hair in about 18 inches, the color 1B. And for the curly pieces, I used human braiding hair from Amazon. I think the name is like Coley Muwig, something like that. Y'all, I'm gonna put everything in the description, so if you want to know exactly what hair I used, all the details of the products and everything, just check the description of this video and you'll have a link to my Amazon storefront and you can get everything you need to do the hairstyle. So I like to start off all my knotless braids with using Shine and Jam, and as you see, I pre-parted at least just the first section that I'm working on. I start the braid by doing one section down, like, you know, left hand under, right hand under first. Then I proceed to add one small piece of the canker braiding hair, and I'm gonna braid down just one more time. Add another piece just to create the thickness that I want. And of course, you know, you have to judge, you have to be your best judge on this because you know how thick you want your braids to be, so you don't want to use too much or too little hair. After I braid down on the first two pieces, then I take a curly piece of hair and I add in my first curly piece. I do want this to be close to the top, so I try to get a thicker curly piece. Pull it through a little bit so that it's as long as possible, because I think this curly hair that I got was 16 inches. So I was kind of working with a little shorter length here, but I pulled it through as much as I could and then just continued braiding by adding one piece to the other side. To finish the braid off, I have to move the little curly piece out of the way, just tuck it somewhere on my head so that I can finish my braid. And I pretty much do this for each and every braid. I added about 3 pieces of curly hair to each braid and maybe about 4 pieces of the canker hair to each braid. Since I wanted my boho braids to be in a bob, I'm trying to level up the braid I just finished with the rest of my braids so that they can be even for the most part. I definitely want to go for that cute little bob look. And to make sure my braids are secure at the ends, I'm just tying them like a knot around my fingers twice, and then I tie that small little piece, split it into 2 to tie it like a shoelace twice as well. And that usually keeps mine pretty secure. Plus I'm gonna dip these at the end and curl them, so they are definitely gonna be secure. Now, as y'all can see, I was so happy to finally be on this last braid. Mind y'all, this was like the 4th day. Okay, so I was definitely extremely tired. Even though I took my naps, I got my sleep, I ate my food, I fed my toddler when my husband wasn't home. So I was literally doing normal life things while braiding my hair. So that's why it took 4 days. Also, I was moving slow because I'm pregnant. And nauseous, y'all know, first trimester. But thankfully I am past all of that now. But as you see, it takes a lot of effort to braid your own hair, but with the right tools and with patience, definitely you can do it. You can learn how to do it just like I did. I did not know how to braid at first, but now I'm like really a good braider, I would consider myself. So that's what happens when you keep going and you keep trying. So by this point, I have already tied my hair around these flexi rods. I had my husband help me to dip my hair in the boiling water all around so I can get the curly pieces on the ends. So I am just unraveling these after I let these dry for just a few minutes. You know, it doesn't really take that long for the curls to sit, especially with the boiling water with the fake, you know, synthetic hair. I made sure to pin the other human hair curly pieces out of the way, so you can see I'm taking those down now because I did not want to dip those. I didn't know what effect that would have on that hair. Probably would straighten it, so obviously I did not want to dip those. So I had to take a little bit of time to separate each and every individual little curl in my head, but it was worth it because, you know, that's the look I was going for. It is now time to cut my hair because I want it shorter than this. Not necessarily shoulder length, but just a little bit past my shoulders, maybe collarbone length, slightly, well, a little longer than my collarbone too. But this was the length I was kind of sort of going for. My natural hair didn't really allow me to go any shorter than this, otherwise I would have definitely been cutting my real hair. But I just took some hair scissors and tried to get it as even as I possibly could. Don't mind my husband and my baby in the back. They're just over there playing while I'm finishing up my hair. So I think it turned out so good, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. Follow my socials. Everything you need is in the description box. So please check that out. Check out all the links and come back for more videos.